Welcome everyone. So is the price of Bitcoin programmed to see this final pullback scenario before we start this new movement here to the upper direction in this December month? Because we are aware the Q4 month has always been a very good month for crypto, and now since the price of Bitcoin rather going here to the upside is showing this clear sign of weakness, and we are holding this support around this weekly area. So what does this actually mean here in the medium short term and also in the upcoming days? I am going to show you some very interesting scenario that is extremely important for Bitcoin right now. So as we are aware, we have talked about this weekly scenario plenty of time in a video. The reason why I'm bringing back it again and again is because the price of Bitcoin must hold this support line where we are right now. The support from this 50 weekly moving average, the rising trend line, and also the falling trend line which previously acted as a resistance must hold the price around this 49,000 range, because we can see a lot of confluence around that price range. So that's why in a weekly we have said the price of Bitcoin must hold the support line, and if we do that, then there could still be this new movement here to the upper direction, just like here from past Bitcoin price action. When we had this breakout, we even came back to retest it, as you can see here, and when the price found a proper support above this trend line here, right, the previous temporary range line and also this rising trend line, we started this new move here to the upper direction. The price of Bitcoin right now is also showing a pretty similar scenario. I mean, we are getting this retest around this previous temporary range line, and if the support from this 50 weekly moving average, this yellow line which is the rising trend line, and also this falling trend line, if we do see a support around that range, we could still expect this new movement here to the upper direction. But what must also happen for this impulsive movement to play out? Because I showed you yesterday the price of Bitcoin is actually getting rejection from the lower line area of this falling wedge, because in the past Bitcoin price action, whenever we had this breakout, right, you can see we actually broke out of the upper line area and flipped it into support, and every time when we did that, we had this really nice impulsive movement. But in our case, the same line which previously acted as a support acted as a resistance and not letting the price to break here to the upside. So does this mean the price of Bitcoin could see some more pullback here in this manner before showing this consolidation and again moving in this way? I am going to show you why this scenario could be also in play in the medium short term and in the upcoming days for Bitcoin, because I want to show you not just only the falling wedge, the lower line is acting as a resistance around this 52,000 range. I also showed you this one here, the lower line area of this accumulation cylinder or ascending broadening wedge. According to this ascending broadening wedge, you can see the 0.3, 0.5 was a strong line of support, but in our case, we failed to find support around that range, and now this same line which previously acted as a support is again acting as a resistance around this 52,000 range. Not just only the resistance from the lower line area of this ascending broadening wedge or also the falling wedge, the lower line area, right, but also the head and shoulder neckline. And I showed that yesterday on my video, because we can clearly see the lower line which previously acted as a support acted as a resistance and didn't let the price to break here to the upside. So what I'm actually trying to show with all this example is that if we do see this further retracement here to the downside, right, let's suppose in this way, why I strongly believe that this here could still be a bullish scenario, but for that the price must form this re-accumulation phase from Wyckoff. Now let me show you that about this Wyckoff's schematic for re-accumulation phase. According to this re-accumulation phase, you can see when the price of Bitcoin forms this double top type of scenario and sees this massive price retracement, if the trend does manage to stay above the previous low and consolidate, then you can see this consolidation could still lead to an re-accumulation phase and start this new movement here to the upper direction. And if we look in our case, we are forming a pretty similar price structure: double top price retracement, double top price retracement. And if we do see this consolidation happening now, right, and price seeing this consolidation but not breaking this previous low, right, in this manner, then maybe this could also play out just like here from past Bitcoin price action. I mean, if you look at this consolidation, something like this, guys. So if we do see this happening, price showing more of a range bound type of scenario, but still staying above the previous low area, and then following this new movement here to the upper direction, just like here from past Bitcoin price action. Because if this is going to play out, then we are aware, guys, the price here is actually forming this very nice re-accumulation phase from Wyckoff. So for this re-accumulation phase from Wyckoff to play out, we have to stay between this parallel channel and also are not allowed to break the previous low area. So this is also one thing what I want you guys to monitor closely, and not just only this one here in a daily time frame or even in a weekly, but if you also monitor the price movement right now here in a smaller time frame. Let me show you this very interesting chart. Now before I switch into other chart, I just want to make you aware Bybit and Femex both are providing around $4,100 bonus each. I mean, the total of $8,200 bonus is being provided for our community members. So if you are an experienced trader and want to take advantage of this market volatility, then this is the great opportunity, because Bybit, as you can see, is providing around $4,100 bonus if you use my ref link and sign up, which is going to take you not more than a minute, and also with Femex. So I personally use Bybit for trading, and if you want to trade altcoins, then Femex could be a great option as well. Now let's switch into other chart. So this here is a 4-hour time frame, and I want to show you this descending channel, which is playing a very important role right now for Bitcoin. Why? Because if you look at this price movement, every time when we had this pullback, you can see the lower line was a strong line of support and upper line actually acted as a strong line of resistance, right? And now the question here is this also going to be more of a lower highs, lower lows continuation pattern type of scenario? Because we are aware if this is going to play out just like here, if we simply follow this rising trend line here, follow this rising trend line here, right? And now also here, guys. So what I'm actually trying to show you here, you can see support, support, support. Once the support got broken, we had this price pullback again, started consolidating, support, support, support. Once the support got broken from this rising trend line, you can see we had this bigger pullback, and now we are forming another similar price movement, finding support at this rising trend line. So if we do form a pretty similar scenario just like here, then we have to be careful, because the price, if it's going to break the support from this rising trend line, then we could still expect another movement right here in this manner, and then again see this consolidation that I was showing you from this Wyckoff's re-accumulation phase. So that's why if the price of Bitcoin right now manages to stay above this 49,000, because we know around that range we have extremely strong support in a weekly time frame and not allowed to break below it, because you can see this rising trend line actually followed until the top of the channel, right? You can see. So if we do see this another similar scenario, then that's also a very good sign, because we want this resistance line at any cost to flip it into support, because if we do that, then we can see we could be starting this new higher highs, higher lows continuation pattern here in this manner. And also, guys, before I conclude this video, if you have missed out my Ethereum analysis from yesterday, the link regarding the video must be popping up right now, so feel free to check it out. So these are some of the scenarios I thought sharing with you in today's episode. If you enjoyed my work, then please hit the like button, and for those individuals watching this for the first time, hit the subscribe button and the bell. So by saying this, I'm signing out. My name is Anup. Bye bye, guys.